BodyBags, where horror lies.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm your Thursday guy for BodyBags, and this week I am doing is Wishmaster 2. Now, the people out there will probably watch this movie and be like, "Yeah, it wasn't that good." But then, if you can take in consideration how Wishmaster 3 and Wishmaster 4 went, then you'll probably be like, "Yeah, that's a better movie than those." Anyways, Wishmaster 2 is basically the first one, but with a different kind of like world view. Like the first one is more of so when I say worldview, I mean like how people view the jinn. In the first one, like the main character and how the movie's trying to portray it is like it's some mythical kind of creature. It's just something from like the old myths and the old world kind of thing. And in this movie, they more have a Christian approach to it, to the point where like they're like, this is a demon kind of thing. Anyways, I thought it was interesting where it's not that they completely changed what it is, but it's like they had a different like approach to it. And it's something you don't really see in like horror movies that much, where the first movie is this kind of worldview, and the second is this worldview. You know what I mean? And so, I like this movie mainly because of that. I thought the story was interesting because the main character of the movie was like a bad kind of person in the beginning, but then towards the end, throughout the movie, they get better and better as a person to the point where they're like a good person by the end of the movie. So there are some negatives, and the negatives aren't really of the story that much. There's like one storyline thing that's kind of like, huh? But then it's more of just like, I forgot what the term's called when like, I forgot what it's called when like you change something about the second movie. So like say for like Army of Darkness and Evil Dead, for example, and Evil Dead 2, my bad. Evil Dead 2's ending is like the beginning of Army of Darkness, except it's like different. The first one's like he's immediately a savior, while in Army of Darkness he's like the savior of the people like 10 minutes into the movie kind of thing. So like the thing that's different between this from Wishmaster and Wishmaster 2 when it comes to the ending is because in the first one was like a big cast and whatever. Robert Englund's character in the first one's like this person that collects like architects and whatever. And you would know if you watched the first movie that like I don't really understand why the statue which holds the gem which holds the djinn, why the statue is in this museum, but it's supposed to be in this guy's house. So I don't know, maybe they talked about it for like 5 seconds, but I didn't catch it. So continuity errors or something like that. It's something to do with continuity. Another thing is that in Wishmaster 2, they talk about this idea that like the djinn needs like 1,000 souls and then he needs to get the 3 wishes. But I don't think they talk about the 1,000 souls in the original. I'm pretty sure they don't. Unless they just never talked about it, or if they did, maybe it was just like 1 second. I don't really remember that, to be honest. It just felt like there was just some things they forgot, and then by the time they were done filming, they're like, "Oh no, we forgot. We need to like do something quick," kind of thing. So it's not the worst movie ever, but it's it's not the best, right? So my overall thoughts on this movie is that's a solid movie. I like the idea that they took, they took the idea, pushed it a little bit, and then like changed the worldview, because you don't see it that much. The music was pretty good. Oh, and here's one more problem I have with the movie, and it's just like one more. And it's the same thing I have with The Grudge 2, is that the rules change. Like, in the first movie, the djinn can only grant someone's wish is if they're like, I wish for it kind of thing. But like, in the djinn, in Wishmaster 2, he's like, the person's like, hey, I said freeze, and it's like, done, already, and then the person gets frozen kind of thing. And it's just like, that's not how it's supposed to work, but you just did that anyways. Kind of like from The Grudge 2, if you've seen that movie, you'll know what I'm talking about, or should. Um, so it's a solid movie with some flaws, but in the end of the day, if you take all the Wishmaster movies together, this is like the second best one. I still think Wishmaster 1 is the best one, mainly because it's just a big movie that just played out really good. Like, you have a lot of cameos in that and stuff. But in the end of the day, Wishmaster 2, Evil Never Dies, is an okay movie. I would probably have to rate it a 6.8, maybe a little bit higher if I'm feeling good about it. But there's just, because when I think of like, alright, so, I should have said this in the very beginning of my career as BodyBags person. When I rate a movie 1 out of 10, 1 is like terrible, I never want to watch this movie again, like never. And then 10's like, I want to watch this movie like once every night kind of thing, because it's that kind of movie. Or something to that degree. So like Wishmaster 2 is the kind of movie where I'm like, I'm not going to go and watch it every single night, but I'm never going to not want to watch this movie again. So it's like a movie you should watch once, or if you watch the first movie, then you should watch the second movie. But if you're going to want to do a marathon of the Wishmaster movies, don't. Just watch the first two, because the last two are bad. Or at least in my opinion, they're bad. Well, I suppose that might be it for my review. So Wishmaster 2, it's a movie you should check out sometime. Maybe not tonight, because you might be busy, or tomorrow or something. But you should check it out at least once, as long as you've seen the first Wishmaster movie. Which I'm pretty sure they're both on Tubi. So, check it out. Wishmaster 2, Evil Never Dies, directed by Sholder. And, the cast is kind of small. Kind of. With the only actor that you'll know is the actor that plays the Jinn in the first movie. Unless you know the others. Anyways, point is, it's an okay movie. You should check it out. I give it a 6.8 on an okay day. And I will see you all next week.